got Swan Natural Spring Water that has a shelf life of 12 months. We've got Supreme Ice Cream with a shelf life of 12 months. We've got Funtime Cupcake, has a shelf life of 21 days. And then we've got Funtime Coconut Chips that has a shelf life of 3 months. Okay. And in terms of communicating the shelf life, or in terms of communicating the shelf life of the products, all our packaging carry the manufacture date, and the best before date is clearly imprinted on the packaging, so the consumer is aware at any time they're buying it of the manufacture date and the shelf life.
Okay, we will take a short break now. When we return, we'll be looking at specific products of the UAC Foods. Don't go away.
To make a complaint to the Consumer Protection Council in order to obtain redress over a product or a service, you contact the seller or service provider and present your query. Ensure you keep relevant records of your conversation. If the problem is not resolved at this level, complain to CPC. Your complaint should be clear, providing relevant facts such as where and when you brought the product or service. You should state clearly what you want from the seller or service provider. Is it a refund, a repair, or a replacement? Complaints should be sent either to the CPC office nearest to you in any of our zonal offices across Nigeria, CPC head office in Abuja, the official email of the council, or by telephone. CPC does not charge fees for complaints.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we've been discussing with UAC Foods here in Nigeria. But not to worry, you can catch up by following us on Facebook, Twitter, and our website. With me in the studio is Mrs. Joan Ihekoba. She's the General Manager Marketing for UAC Foods. You're welcome back to the program.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, so now before we left, you told us that Gala has a shelf life of 10 days.
Yes.
So what confidence would consumers who have to buy your products in remote areas or cities quite far from Lagos, say for example Abuja or Kano, how do you...
In UAC Foods, it's very important for us to ensure a wholesome product for our consumers. And one of the things that we take quite seriously is our food safety policy. We don't play with it. We ensure that our products travel through the cities and get to the consumer in a wholesome state. And so what we have done is to put in place systems and processes in our entire value chain, which ensures that from the time the products are manufactured and properly labeled with best before dates, they travel straight to the various locations. We've got our logistics arm of the business that ensures that we have very solid contract agreements with our transporters. So once the products leave our factory, they are shipped straight to the various locations, and we have very tight, stringent contract terms. So within a space of 24 to 48 hours, our products get to every part of the country. That's a very firm contract we have. And if there is any form of delay, which may come up, maybe truck breaks down or whatever, the transporter takes liability. But we may make sure that the products get to locations within 48 hours maximum. And then again, we have our consumer care line, which ensures that if consumers don't get information or don't get to pick the products within the time frame, within the 10 days of the shelf life, they have an avenue, to communicate to the business. So that way it gives consumers the confidence that the best before date is on the label. It's very visible, you can see it. And if for any reason that is not clear, then you stay off, because sometimes too, as a company, we cannot possibly take 100% responsibility for what is happening in the marketplace. You know, that is taking responsibility for what the retailers do with some of these things. But we make sure that the best before date is clear, and if a consumer comes across a product from UAC Foods that doesn't have a best before date, you are advised to stay off that product.
Okay.
So that they don't jeopardize the safety of their health.
Okay. So now, the Swan Natural Spring Water. Can you tell us more about this product? Is it really from spring source?
Interesting. It's actually the first bottled water in Nigeria to be launched in Nigeria. A time there was when every bottled water was called Swan.
Swan, yes, that's true.
Swan Natural Spring Water is actually sourced from a local government in Plateau State called Mango in Kerang. And it's there. Anybody can go and see for real that that's where the water comes from. It's Swan Natural Spring Water, and I want to believe that a good number of Nigerians know the benefits of spring water. And just for emphasis, I would just like to say that spring water is definitely the best water that anybody can have. That's what we know for a fact. And it comes with all the naturalness, you know, that God has put into this water. It's got natural minerals such as magnesium, such as calcium, and these are minerals that the body needs. But you don't always get them in most of the foods that we eat, and you're better off consuming water that has these things naturally than having to, you know, start taking medication because you're looking for magnesium or you're taking calcium. And very importantly, the pH of the water is at 7.4, which makes it really alkaline. And we know that that is the best medium for the body to actually keep in good health. Okay. The body performs better, you know, in an alkaline state. Yes. And we know that our body is about 70%, 75% water. So it's just like, you know, having the naturalness of your body being replenished when you take Swan Natural Spring Water.
Okay, so the water doesn't go through any process in the factory?
It doesn't go through any chemical process. Okay. It undergoes a physical treatment process, which is just the use of UV light, just to make sure that it's as pure as nature, you know, has designed it.
Okay, at CPC, we encourage consumers to complain when not satisfied with a product or service.
Sure.
Please educate consumers on how they can complain to your company whenever they are in need of redress.
Okay, it's actually very simple. We've got our care line, which takes care of consumer feedback, be it negative or positive feedback. And we've got a toll-free line, which consumers can call into without paying anything. The number is 080-123-0015. And then we've also got a care line. So if you want to send an email, you don't want to send text or call by phone, you can send us an email through our email address, which is uacfcare@uacfoodsng.com. So with this, I'm sure that any consumer can reach us. And what we've done is to put this information on every of our packaging. So if you buy any of our products, you can get the toll-free number, you can get the email address, and then you can reach us.
Okay, so what are your last words to the consumer?
Well, I'll say thank you for being there for UAC Foods. Thank you for consuming our products: Gala Sausage Roll, Swan Natural Spring Water, Supreme Ice Cream, Fun Time Coconut Chips, Fun Time Cupcake. Thank you so much for being part of our journey. What we promise the consumers is that we continue to give them safe and high quality products, and we'll be there to take any